My name is Allie Conner, and I am the early childhood teacher at St. Edmond's Academy. This is my first year at SEA, and I have loved every minute of it. I work with the best families and the most supportive staff. When distance learning began, I really didn't know what it would look like in my classroom. I had so many questions in my head. How does a 4 or 5-year-old learn through a screen? Would I still be able to do hands-on activities? How do you keep connections going? Through brainstorming, lots of parent communication, and collaboration with fellow teachers, I have found an excellent way to teach my boys digitally at such a young age. You may ask, what does distance learning look like in my classroom? I make sure to include hands-on and fun activities. I utilize video lessons that are interactive. I use strong routines, and I continue building connections with the boys and their families. Each day, create interactive lessons for my boys to complete for 3 subjects. These activities include responding to stories, completing hands-on math lessons, and even science experiments. I have also found resources online that I have used to help enrich many of my lessons. My goal is to keep my boys engaged, just as I would in my own classroom. Here's an example of one of my students responding to a reading prompt about the story, The Three Little Super Pigs. The question was, what would he do if the big bad wolf came to his house? Here is his response.
Hi, Miss Connor. We watched your video, and here's my way to catch the big bad wolf. The big bad wolf kicks on the string, and then the bag comes up and traps him in there. And that's me, and this is the police with some handcuffs. Bye.
Way to go. Using videos have been a great way to keep connections with my boys. I am using videos to create interactions with my students. With the use of these videos, I am able to continue teaching curriculum that I would teach daily in my classroom. I have found this very successful. During reading, while we are doing a read aloud, I can ask questions and pause to give time for the boys to respond. We can also continue practicing echo reading, counting syllables, and rhyming. During math, I continue to practice counting, shapes, addition, and measuring. Each day, I complete a calendar activity just as I would on a normal day. Here's how one of my students is counting syllables as we are learning a new vocabulary word.
Curious.
Let's clap it out.
Curious.
How many syllables was curious? Curious. Excellent. It's 3 syllables. It is great to see my students participating during these lessons. Routine is a very important part of my classroom each day. I believe that when kids have a strong routine, they will succeed. I build a strong routine with the boys all year long, and now that has been beneficial with distance learning. I am trying my best to follow my routines by including a morning message, brain breaks, calendar, and reading activities. I truly believe that keeping these activities will be helping the boys adjust to a new way of learning. Connections with students are so important. I really think that building connections is one of the most important things as being a teacher. I continue to build these connections even if it has to be through a screen right now. My class has 3 weekly Zoom sessions where we get to catch up. I also send daily emails to my students and their parents. I love seeing the work that they are completing. Video messages are also a great way to keep the connections going. During the beginning of the distance learning, one of my students sent me a very funny joke, and I got to send one back. It was a great reminder that we need to continue building these connections. Whether we are in our classroom or working in the comfort of our homes, my main goal is to continue educating the hearts and the minds of our boys.